Hey guys, Milrick here again. I got some of that beadboard up and looking good. I got some spackle on some of my joints here, and I wanted to make this little video to give you guys a little bit of an update. I also got the new light, if my camera will focus, there we go, installed. Put a piece of drywall up there as well. But I wanted to make this little video for anybody doing their own sheetrock work, or I know Tommy Shoe's doing some. I don't know if this video is too late. You probably got all the spackling done by now. But I figured I'd show you guys a little tip and trick when it comes to less sanding on spackle joints. Now, yeah, I did this morning. This is my very first coat, my tape joint, and I want to put a second coat over top of it right now. But I don't want to sand it because that creates a whole shitload of dust. I just want to take my second coat and go right over top of it. And my first coat's like this wide. Now I want to make my second coat go out a lot wider than that, called feathering it out. And like I said, I hate sanding this stuff because you just get dust all over the place. You see how rough it is right there? Now, that has to be smooth before you run your trowel over it, or else you just have ripples in your nail. All you gotta do is get like a moist sponge, not wet, see, just damp, and you can go right over it with a damp sponge. And since this stuff is water soluble, you don't want to go too crazy because it'll wipe it away. But you can use your wet sponge or moist sponge kind of as sandpaper. And now it's nice, my camera won't focus. It's nice and smooth to where I can go over top of it with my second coat without having a whole bunch of lumps and bumps. And I just go over the whole joint and smooth out all the high spots with my sponge, like this. And then I go let that air dry a little bit and go over my second coat, and I don't have any dust. It's all on the sponge, and you just rinse this thing out and keep going. But I figured I'd just share that trick with you there. Give her a first coat, keep it nice and neat and light, hit it with a damp sponge, hit it with a second coat, go over it with a sponge, hit it with your third coat, sand it out with 180 or 220 really quick just to knock the high spots down and feather it out really good, and paint it. It really saves on the dust and dirt and bullshit, and it makes it really easy. You'd be surprised how smooth you can get it with a sponge. But I figured I'd share that little tip with you guys there, and show you the update. I even got the new GFI in and all that stuff. So I'm gonna put a quarter round in there and a quarter round in there. The rest of these gaps are good for some caulking up in the corners around the windows. And yeah, so I'll bring you guys back later. Oh, and another tip I wanted to throw in there that I almost forgot about was when you're doing your inside corner, when you're doing your initial tape job, you have to do both sides to get your tape in. But when I finish my corners, I only do one side at a time. Like my second coat, I'll feather this edge out, and that's it. I won't touch this edge until this edge is dry. That way I can build my corner up without, you know, if you do this edge and get it nice and perfect, and then you come back in and do this edge, then you end up fucking this edge. So I do this end, let it dry. Tomorrow I'll do a second coat here. Here I'm going to put my second coat here, and then I'll wait until that's dry, and then I'll come in here and do this side. That way you're not fighting your wet edges it's always going to be a dry edge against a wet edge, which makes it easier to run your trowel. Just figured I'd throw that one in there too.